You're breaking up terribly. What's
I
going
want
on?
I want to I want to get the iPhone X too. So
Yeah, but wait, dude, they have an X2 already?
no, I want it also.
Oh. It could be like that Who's on First routine. We could do that. We're going to be rich with comedy. Yeah, I don't know if I can get one. My dad has not really commented on it, and even though it's been 2 years and it's the appropriate time, and I'm like, can we just make this the last personal phone I ever get, please? I'm like, and
Yeah,
emojis.
until
And,
the next one.
yo, listen, dude, if you get one, you'll be one of the only people that I know who I can pick one of 16 animated farm animals, and then say something silly to you that your daughters will
I'm gonna
laugh.
do the shit one for you. That's what I was.
Oh, listen, dude, if me and you did that, right? If we find 16 total dads who have an iPhone X and they each pick a character, right? And we start doing conversations with with our kids in mind, a little bit irreverent. We could definitely take that stupid shit and put a little bit of genius in it. Dude, I'm so fucking close. I know I've been saying that for my whole life, but I've always been so close. I'm so close. I'm so close. I look at all the Bitcoin shit, the initial coin offerings, smart contracts.
So how much do you usually buy it outright, or you get it under some kind of next plan or something like that?
Bill, I've earned $8,000 in the last 20 years. I don't do anything. I last time last time my
Hey,
dad. What's up?
did you see we bought a house?
Yeah, I was just commenting on that shit. I don't know if I finished it. It's nice. That's why I made the American Dream comment. It's nice. I mean, if I bought that for Tia, she'd sit on my face every day, yo. But I'm not gonna buy her that house. I understand though. Like, not everybody comes
You sit
from.
on my face.
Oh God. Not everybody comes from, my world. People have been talking to me and doing a better job of convincing me, like, when your dad doesn't pay for your life, you have to work. And I get it, but that doesn't mean that all my friends that are hardworking and are smart should undersell me, right? So what? I didn't make any money. That's
You know
not.
what I wish they would have? You know, I wish that what they would do instead of like FaceTiming, that you could like have multiple like FaceTime screens and you can like do conferencing with FaceTime.
Yeah, I think Instagram just allowed you to let another person join your feed. Like you can be doing a video and then you can let one person join in. I don't know why they're so far behind. Obviously on laptops and on a desktop you can do that shit. I mean, it's just switches. I mean, you're a code guy. It's all fucking switches. It's just, can you create the right arrangement of switches? There's nothing that stops that. I mean, maybe bandwidth on a smartphone.
Who was the guy that we used to go to the cafe all the time that would always code? What was his name?
Dave Gurrig,
Yeah.
he does some robotic shit now. I got I told you my cousin
Is
is
he still living there?
yeah. I mean, he got screwed out of something a little bit. Like, nobody, I'll tell you this, nobody really takes me seriously. My cousin's worth probably 60, 70 million dollars. Like, but people that get to that position, they have a very hard time believing that they're not doing everything right. Like, those are people who've been more likely to reject like visionary shit than anybody. Like, they're like, dude, I'm already fucking super successful in the world. Like, that's it. Like, and that's how a lot of them are. But I mean, whatever. You got your family, you got your job. We talk 3 times a year. It's like, that's life. We're gonna die, and then fucking we're gonna be dead.
Well, I thought you were coming down here, man. Now you can stay with me, so come hang out.
I mean, we should. I mean, I
Bring
should.
the kids and Tia. Tia can come.
Tia can come. I mean, it would be.
Can you,
It would be
can you,
fun.
can you can she survive 8 hours in the car with you while you drive down?
No, probably not. I'll probably just rent a trailer and sleep in it.
Ah,
8 hours in a car with her, that would be the end of all of us. One of us would just kill us all. I don't mind her that much, but she really pretends to not be able to stand me at all. It's funny though, because as soon as other people are around, like if I say something funny, she'll like laugh with it. She'll take credit for me being funny, but um, Let me think. Is there anything important? Kids are all fine.
Yeah, kids are good. We had to change schools because we live in a different uh, county now, but they're doing all right.
What'd you get? Like an infinite year mortgage? You just get one of those never ending.
No,
A
no.
perpetual.
We just closed, so we don't owe anything until December 1st. So.
Are you there yet? Or are you still in your old place?
Oh yeah, we're in the new place now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Um,
But we still got some stuff at the old place. The last are like my grill and a few boxes, but everything is out. We just have to set up cleaners to get it cleaned and then get the carpet cleaned and stuff, and then we're good.
right. What do you got? 4 bedrooms in that fucker?
Yeah.
Nice. So listen, I hope this is the last normal ass house that you ever buy. I mean, I'm sure you'll love it. You know, like I'm sure you love it. It's your own fucking house, even though the bank owns 80% of it. But at least you can stay there and you're your own landlord for now if you pay your bills.
Well, this is better because now we already got equity in it because it's now worth more than what we bought it for.
Really.
So that's good. Yeah.
What like I live have you like I live in this carriage house. You can't. It just looks like whatever. It's like one bit. It's like kind of one space. You know.
That's the same house you were in last time, right?
No, I don't think so. I live over a garage. I didn't have a garage last time, did I?
I don't know.
No, you would have seen it if I had a garage.
You were in some like multiplex house.
Yeah, no. This is just behind like a decent house on Ferry. It's 2 small bedrooms, which we never go in. I mean, Hannah uses hers as her office. His is like our toy storage room. This is my bed. But like,
Where's Tia at?
she's not fucking here. I don't live
I
with.
didn't say I know. But
Oh, she's in.
where you live?
She has a little 2-bedroom in Kenmore. They meant like, where's she in the house? I'll be like, no fucking way. But like, this is how I'm not gonna get back with her, right? I'm gonna be a single dad, and what I'm hoping to do is to prototype my, my garage house, my
Yeah,
car.
but she had 2 kids with you.
Yeah. Okay. I'd still fuck her, but I can't. I and she's getting a fat
They
ass.
won't let you.
No, no. I had some girl come over like a couple weeks ago. She like, made out with me and then like asked me if I would jerk off for her, and I was like, "Is that what you want? Is that what you want?" I'm like, "Cause I'll do it." I'm like, "If you really want that, like it'll feel good." And then I didn't like text her back except one more time. I was just kind of like this laundry list of excuses.
How old are you now? You're 43, 4?
40, 43, 4, yeah. I'm 43.4. No, I'm 44. But like, we are going to enter an era when garage inventing becomes something again. And I know married couples probably want to live in bigger houses, but my dream, and I think I may do this on possibly Grand Island, is literally to get a piece of land that's 5 minutes away from the 190, where it's not, the land is not expensive, built and like personally flatten out a full-sized Olympic soccer field, right? And then I told you this before, I'm sure. And on one end, I'm going to build one copy of our carriage house that we want to fabricate and sell all over the country. And on the other side, I'm going to build one for Tia. So we have 2 identical half-size houses, where basically my garage door is the soccer goal. So kids are like drilling soccer balls into my garage, and even hitting me in the patio. And when I need Tia's attention, I'll just get on a megaphone. Or I'll send a package to her in a basket using the first ever prototype of electric zip lines. And electric zip lines, you're smart, so you know, electric zip lines are fucking sweet. They don't really exist. I mean, they do, like trolleys exist. Electric zip lines exist, but not something where you can like, you have to put on a safety harness on a real zip line anyways, right? You do. You can't just be relying on your hands unless you're, not going fast and are over water. You do it right when you strap yourself in. Instead of just having 2 handles you hold on, like most of your weight is held by the harness, and your right hand has a trigger like a motorcycle. And like depending on what the actual course is, you can go really, really, really fast on a zip line. You can go uphill. You can go around curves and have like so. Wait, what am I? Oh, that's the thing. The first one is going to be a bless you a delivery basket from my carriage house to Tia's carriage house, and then I'm probably going to end up filming there when all the kids from the neighborhood and all our friends are always coming over to play between her house and my house, and hers will be all like normal, fancy American, probably like yours and Marianne's. Bless you. And mine will be an inventor's workshop, unbreakable and waterproof. And we'll see where the kids want to fucking hang out. You know, it'll be like we'll have a battle between us, and she will open up when she realizes that none of the kids like her as much as they like me. Like kids don't give a shit if you're fucking pretty and got a nice ass. But oh, listen to this. So the point of that is that Airbnb is a workable model, and with virtual reality, I really think we can combine these garage workshop apartments with up to 12 virtual reality workstations, not requiring the purchase of commercial property, but with the Airbnb model, like where we sell or install one in the backyard of a homeowner in a real city who wants to get rid of their piece of shit, and they can then generate relatively decent revenue for themselves where their car used to have a house. You know, and then we'll just probably hook them up in a deal with Uber, and they'll be totally chill, and we won't have to buy commercial properties, and we'll have really high level VR access. What?
What's another model that's similar to Uber? Like what other thing could you use? What could be like Uber?
Well, no, we don't do that. What we're gonna do is Uber. You don't do something like Uber. You do Uber. You do Uber, and you make it exceptionally convenient for all the drivers and all the riders to realize with a single viral video accompanied by a crazy stunt that.
All right, hey, hold on, I gotta answer this. Hold on. Hey. Yeah, I was on it. I saw you moving around. What's his name? Is it Robert or is it like a full name, something like that? Like, uh,
Does that work?
yeah.
So listen, you Uber is nothing but a database and like some legal communications work. I mean, it's a lot, but a database, legal communications and legal work, and like recruiting and financing. It's the people that drive and oh, we're not even connected. This connection's so shitty. Yeah, I don't think I need to see. Like, you're not wearing a shirt and I'm not wearing pants. I fuck. You know, fuck. I'm not gonna talk about. I'm not talking. I'm not talking about
I'm
my.
in a hotel though, so because I'm in
Oh.
a client's
Oh.
night.
Oh.
I'm at the client all day, so
Just computer work, computer work, computer work, talking, computer work.
yeah.
Where you at?
Oh, so in hold on. I'm in William something or other, North Carolina. So I had to go to Antigua, which is kind of near the Outer Banks ish area.
For work?
Outer Banks.
Oh, that. Oh, okay. Okay, I thought you said Antigua, and I'm thinking Outer Banks, like it's in the Caribbean. You
No,
okay?
no, it's called Pantego. 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 But it's that's where the client is. But the closest hotel is like in Williamsville or Williamston, or whatever the place is called.
All right.
Um,
Now, why do you have to be on site?
Because when I go out to his site, and I go out there at least once, sometimes twice a week. So today is my 2 days in a row, and so I rotate. So 1 week I'll go one time, and then another week I'll go 2 days in a row.
So your company is basically serving a lot of business clients.
Well, yeah, they pay for a certain amount of time per month for consultants and stuff like myself to come out and work on their infrastructure and stuff. So,
Like updating, improving, maintaining, whatever they need.
yeah, updating, improvement, maintaining. If they got projects and stuff going on or whatever, and so they need help doing stuff. So, from the house to his office is 2.5 hours.
Right.
So, I leave crazy early in the morning at the house, and then drive out there to be out there early, and then I'm there all day at his site. And a lot of times, if I want to, it's really up to me. I could drive all the way home,
Right. Yeah, but
and then have to do the same thing again the next day on my 2 days a week, or a lot of times it's just easier to stay out here and be closer, and then I don't have to get up all crazy early in the morning, and then I can leave earlier and stuff. So
they cover you for that, right? Or they make you.
yeah.
I mean, even though you could drive, they don't say, "Well, we'll pay you what it would cost to drive."
No. Yeah, but so I get a company car, so I use the company car as my vehicle at home.
Does it have a house? Does it have a house? Does it have a car its own house?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
It's basically in the garage. It's just there, and I haven't driven it probably it was 3 weeks or something like that. I don't know.
Right.
I don't need to, and then what they encourage you to use the company car obviously for traveling client, but then I use it to go to work every day too. So when I'm not at the client, I have an office in Wake Forest, North Carolina that I go to, and when I'm not at the client, so they encourage you to go out or to use the company car, and then I have a corporate card for all my expenses and stuff. So when I'm on site, otherwise, I use my own money. But
And how long? When you went back to school to do this, right? Or you to do the computer stuff? You had a normal degree, and then
when I used to go to the cafe all the time. a lot of times I was in school. I was going to University of Phoenix and stuff like that. So yeah.
So, like, dead seriously, if Amazon was like, you know what, we're not moving into any of these cities, right? We're not moving into a city. We're taking our billions and we're building a city from scratch, right? The whole fucking city. Like, where in that process do you see you working to like build shit? Like, what would within your skill set would you enjoy most? Like exactly what you're doing? Would you enjoy setting up like information systems? Like, is there something else?
Yeah, I mean, so I would like to, do things like, um, I'd like, kind of just be doing a lot of different things. Now, unfortunately, like, when I was working at Dell EMC, that was kind of what I would like to be doing, and then they laid me off because they're doing all kinds of restructuring and whatnot. Like my boss would love to have me back there, but
Well, I mean, you're a good dude. You're relatively funny. You're intelligent. You give minority points. So like people like you're probably like really quite beloved. I would think as an employee.
it's still like there's still skills to learn. Like I get to learn stuff with this opportunity with this job. So there's stuff to learn about like firewalls and stuff that I really hadn't used it if ever.
Right. So you're diversifying your skill set, but I mean you're basically completely a digital worker at this point, right? I mean you don't like are you always on a computer? Is that just or talking to a client?
No.
Oh no.
He's talking about like strategy or like what to do and to how to implement this, that, and the other thing, or
How big of a part of like American business is this stuff? Like if you have a huge company, like what percentage are you spending on shit on the stuff like that you're involved with? Like a guesstimate, like is it a serious fucking expense for most companies, like massive or
what percentage of
like what the, like their costs of like running a business, like is it, I mean I guess it depends on what you do, right? If you're a
yeah, I mean, so our company charges them probably like $100 an hour.
right. But do they have their own? They just got some servers and software, and you just go and make sure, and you just help them maintain their computer backbone for all their work.
Like, yeah, they got servers and switches and software and stuff like that. So like one of the things is they have this new software that they are using to do a lot of their systems management. So meaning like make sure their systems are patched. They want to, remotely install software, that kind of thing. So they have a list of software that goes on every computer that they want to make sure is maintained and up to date and whatnot. They have their core switches, so their main switches that route everything. That's one of the things I got to do is to replace their core switches. They want to change from having an Exchange environment, which is their email, to move to Office 365.
And they need you. Like, I mean, it's cost effective for them to hire you guys because you know so much more, right? I mean, they could fuck around, but it would take them forever and end up costing more money, and they wouldn't do it right. Do you know anything about like how WeWork? WeWork a little bit.
WeWork.
It's a company that's growing fast. They basically build like kind of like shared office space and stuff. Like they'll build offices, and kind of like give different freelancers and small businesses like different sized office, like whatever they want, right? You know, they'll get a space and they'll probably take care of the IT and shit, and then they'll lease out like kind of a lot of custom sizes and shit to people who need an office. They just bought the Lord and Taylor building in New York City for like $850 million.
Wow.
Because obviously retailing is kind of going down. But like, from this garage thing, I just need a place to work. So fuck that idea. That's not even important. It won't have any serious IT or even computer component really. But moving one step ahead in the choose your own adventure, the goal is literally to be, I'm a crazy visionary kid and people are not visionary. So I need a way to get them to understand really big visions, right? Like they're not going to support my business unless they understand it. They're not going to understand it until they encounter it inside of probably like 2018 to 2020 virtual reality. They're going to have to be able to fly through it and see the whole thing because their mind can't otherwise fit the idea in. So what I'm hoping to do is to literally, use the citizen sourcing or the crowdsourcing, following the finished version of my story, which I work on every fucking day, basically, and open arcades, right? Like OURCADES, to open up a chain of places where I say, listen, you guys, you motherfuckers own this, right? You're in Cleveland, you saw the idea, you put the money down, you financed the local franchise, and you are time sharing like this amazing arcade. Now, what I hope to do is to make it with switches. When you said switches, I thought of this, so that like during the daytime, when most people who have money or are of the right age are working or in school, we basically say during the daytime, what these computers are is really they're for work, right? From 6 in the morning until 5 in the afternoon, every computer and every program and all the heat and all the internet and all the electricity would essentially be working on business. But as soon as 5 o'clock comes, Bill, one of the founders of the company, will flip a switch, and it'll isolate all of the front end or whatever, all of the processing power and all of the peripherals, and it'll operate all of that, separate it from the business side of work, and move it over from 5 at night, from 5:15 in the evening until 4 in the morning to like really advanced virtual reality play. So in one part of the day, you can bring in all kinds of design workers who need maybe a little bit better equipment. They want to work in a space. And yet at night, you can also, if you do it right, you can be the leading edge provider of virtual reality experiences in the world. And if you do it, the way I always talk about, people will love you and they won't look at you like a scumbag. They'll be like, dude, of course I'm investing in one of these. Like, I don't want to own a $9,000 virtual reality setup at my house. Like, it's insane. But for 3 hours a week, I want to sit inside of a $9,000 virtual reality space, and I want to play this amazing game. Like, it's part of my life. So I think in that case, your expertise, like if we were going out to sell a startup company, showing like, listen, we're the ones who get to build, we're the ones who get to bring arcades back. We're the ones who get to bring advanced virtual reality to the masses in an era when advanced virtual reality is how all the changes in the world will be visualized from now on. Like, we could do this and we could connect with strategic changes in civilization that would leave us remembered forever and our fucking kids so proud of us it would blow our fucking minds. Thanks, Bill. Be funny if like we had a bad connection and we were both talking that whole time. No, that'd be hilarious. And Bill, you'll be like, "Oh, Alex, I just fucking wasn't that awesome?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, that was awesome." And I wouldn't realize you're talking about your own crazy shit. The basic idea is just on the IT side. If you have amazing processors, if you have the right computing equipment, then you should be in operation 24 hours a day. Like. On the list of names on the side of your franchise, like one of them should be 24 ever. 24 ever. 24 ever. Like, we don't fucking close. Like, these machines are too nice. Like, kids ride their bikes over from the east side to use our machines I'm not, for free at night. No joke. Like, they're too powerful. They're actually creating the opportunity for political simulation, for mass cooperation, for like collectivism that isn't necessarily oppressive, like to find huge numbers of symbioses when it comes to the people of the world and especially families. Like, yo, don't let somebody else steal your data. Belong to at least one company that respects you completely and absolutely, and share your data with them openly as fuck. Like, they're not going to use it against you. Like, it's got to be possible that a business can be built that isn't designed to fuck with people, right? It's not necessary that a business is a piece of shit who will try to steal your data to play you. It's just not necessary. That's the old world. And I mean, I know you work with data and systems of like that move a lot of data, but like we have stupid fucking data. If Google had real data for what people behave like when they're not slaves, when they're not slavishly behaved, the world would be a different place. Like Amazon would be building a city if they really wanted to make the world better for us. Like they would say, listen, you can't even program for us unless you're willing to live inside of a community that's spectacularly egalitarian. Like we don't even want the $400,000 programmer. We don't even need him. Like we already have the world's greatest and most efficient system of logistics and warehousing that's ever been seen. Like the $200,000 programmer, he's fine. Like it's not that serious. Amazon could probably stop their tech development for 10 years and it probably wouldn't affect their warehousing and delivery as long as they were able to purchase services from another intelligent.
They would third party it somehow.
They could just keep their warehouses and just market. They could be like Apple. They could make nothing.
But they're so huge. Like the greatest thing is like I remember purchasing something and getting it same day. Like that was just awesome.
I mean, you could do that in a store all the time, right? I mean, that's part.
Yeah, but delivered to your house.
Yeah, much wider selection of things. I mean, I'm not against underground hyperloops. Like, I literally think one of the greatest things in virtual reality is getting past, like, SimCity and Civilization and being able to actually look at existing cities with the existing data that is there. I mean, you got to be careful because terrorists, but... And, like people be able to literally micromanage the fuck out of the creation of realistic city-states in realistic locations with realistic climates and realistic mines, realistic, sun energy available per day, and tear apart our world and put it back together for a millionth the cost of what it would cost to actually do. And then once the real smart kids or teams of smart kids, they will present visions, and those visions will be adopted by a demographic of the populace. And you'll have citizen sourcing change fucking everything. Like, I just think in the next 3 to 5 years, the technology's not going to be good enough that you can really bring it to the masses unless you have unless you can franchise rapidly, way beyond McDonald's, by just demonstrating with a few that you are ahead of your time, but you can do it profitably. I mean, it sounds crazy, whatever, but every day is modern, right? Every day has been modernity for the people that lived then. Like, it's modern, right? It's always modern times. Pericles wasn't like, I'm ancient. It's ancient. Like, I'm in the beginning, I'm at the end of, he was like, it's modern. Like, we're fucking amazing, man. We got Zeus, the Pantheon, tons of gold. Just gotta murder Socrates when we fuck up. So, at least, I mean, you're taking real good care of your family and developing skills. And I am hopefully in a position when one of these days my father says, whatever, we can pretend like you're an inventor, and then I will get enough credibility to have people be like, oh, he's not just talking out of his fucking ass, which would be nice because I'm not, but I kind of am. I mean, I've never even been in virtual reality. I've literally never put on a headset and experienced virtual reality, and I still know because of the way my mind operates that it is the one thing that can get the people of these next generations to open their mind without even realizing they fucking did it, and to get to the end and say this is one of the most powerful things I've ever fucking seen. And yes, of course, if the answer is am I going to invest right now or never, I'm going to invest right fucking now, because I realize that I only get to use one of these arcade stations free one time. Like you get everyone in the world gets 1 hour free. That's why we need a ton of venture capital, because everyone needs an hour free, because once they see it, like there is no failure. It's just a matter of getting like more and more people that haven't yet seen it to see it. And it doesn't even matter if they copy you. It doesn't even matter if they copy democracy. It's totally fine if they do. And I mean, Amazon, whatever. Amazon's cool. If I had like a virus on a drone that I could fly into his ear and take control of him, I mean, Amazon could do some crazy good shit, crazy fast too. You know, like they're gonna have monopoly trouble. Bezos could be like, you know what? Let me keep $1 billion. I'm gonna take this company and I'm gonna give it to the people of the world and say, listen, you can now for 100 years you can deliver your shit to each other efficiently. You know, just make sure that the president of the company from now on has made a pledge to remain poor for the rest of his life and live in a toga and be like philosophical and loving. Do not pursue the extraction of profits from your own people if you wish to be happy. So like you're lucky. You work for like good good wages, right? You're not profiting yourself off of people. You're earning your money. I'm not saying that whoever owns the company you work for, that they're not profiting off of those people, but you are earning, and earning an invention is where money should come from. It shouldn't I'm just babbling, and you could like be watching porn. I don't care, but like capital is the thing that we should really largely hold in trust. Like our silver mines, they're ours. They don't belong to some fucking guy because history says they belong to some fucking guy. Now the question is, do you want your kids to ever hear any version of this kind of crazy shit? You know, like stuff that's probably a lot more likely to be true, you know, than ExxonMobil. Like I want my kids to not I don't want to tell them, you know, what the world is or what the world isn't, but I want them to be able to see it from many different perspectives, and even from my perspective, which will come with a recommendation from me, like, listen, I'm not telling you to believe this, but this is what I believe. You know, don't even know if it's a fact, but it's what I believe. I don't have, you know, I don't mean to go, let's not get into religion, but like, I don't have just blind faith in it. Like I have reasons to believe it. You know, things have happened in my life that make me believe what it is that I believe. And what I believe is that the hindsight is going to make us look just dumb as fuck. Like I think we're going to look way stupider than people who believed in Zeus. And I want that to change for our kids. Like I don't want our kids to get to be our age and for the world to look the way the world looks right now. If it takes 20 more years of working for no money, like just to be able to like communicate with a new generation and help them prepare for major paradigm shifts on the face of our mother nature, then I'll fucking do it. Like, we're going to need to start over at some point. Like, the whole globe is owned by a bunch of fucking scumbags, essentially. And how are we going to fix that? Like, how are we going to tell our grandkids that the world is going to get better? No one even told me a story. Like, they told me how Batman beat the Joker, right? But nobody told me a story how we're going to actually fix this world, like, because they wouldn't tell me the truth in the first place when I was a kid, right? They're not going to tell you how fucked it is. Therefore, they can't really tell you a movie about the solution or the solutions, because they'll prove that they're lying to you in the first place and that they're blowing smoke up your ass. I mean, that's a Caucasian perspective from from an entirely Caucasian town that lives way above water on the iceberg of our society. But actually, I don't know. Like, I don't know what like I'd love to meet more people and find out like spy on them even like what the fuck do you tell your kids? Like you don't know what people tell their kids in the privacy of their own home, right? Like nobody knows. I mean, I'm sure you're a good dad, but I don't know. I don't know what you tell your kids. I don't know. I don't know, and I'm not trying to violate people's privacy for real. But it would be nice to have a clue. It'd be nice if parents would take some kind of nonprofit test with all these different cards, and they would literally like kind of just figure out for themselves what the fuck do I believe in? What do I want to teach my kids? Like what's important to me that I can put into a time capsule today and show them when they're 18. Like these are the cards that I chose. These are the cards that I magnetically attached to the Rolodex with which I tried to organize my desire for your life. Because nobody knows. Nobody fucking knows what they're doing. They gotta guess. They gotta think. They gotta ask questions. And there's not a lot of great dads in the world. Would you agree with that? Bill, I put you to sleep. Bill! Billy. He just like mute me, just turn the volume all the way down. Like, play an entire game of Candy Crush and then come back. Just like walk away, take a shower, walk the dog. Except he's in a hotel. I should know better. I should know better than to think that I can actually talk to a person who's a friend of mine, like at length. I should know better, but sometimes I can. Usually, if I'm able to like express a train of thoughts that is over, I don't know, a minute to 3 minutes, like with my father or my brothers, like they're not even on the phone anymore. Like some of my best segments have been when I thought that I was talking to somebody who wasn't there, because otherwise they like would have interrupted. They would have, in most cases, they would say at best, "You fucking lost me, bro." Like I don't have all the context that you have in your specific brain for these creative trains, man. I like don't know like how you got from like F to Z. Like maybe it all makes sense, but I don't have a fucking Threadripper and an A33 chip and a fucking Titanic 10 Titanic graphic cards, like infinite RAM. I don't have that. Like and also I don't use my brain the way you do. But Bill, I gotta go down to like North or South Carolina.
All right.
What's up?
I'll talk to you, man.
At what point did you stop listening? Or
I didn't stop listening.
you were there the whole time?
Yeah.
Even as I asked you like, did you fall asleep? You were still there.
No.
And then I started talking to my like anyone who looks in my archives like about how you were on the phone but not there.
Okay. I'll talk to you later, man.
All right.
All right. Bye.
I mean, it's hard to know for sure. It shouldn't even matter. It's just kind of there is something different about having a human being who gives a shit on the other end of the line. If they're like interrupting you a lot, it can make it impossible to flow properly. If they're not there at all, if you're by yourself, it can be hard. That's why I'm saying it's different, like all by yourself. I think it can be considerably harder to monologue truly effectively to a camera. I feel like I can't even get excited in front of a camera. Like I never get excited in front of a camera. If I talk to someone, it's a different story. Like I definitely can. But in a lot of cases, I think I would need people who already had like sufficient respect for me, and who would do what I do sometimes, which is to sit down at a keyboard and take notes. Like no, I in most cases I cannot just listen to someone talk for 90 minutes and take no notes. I can't just like let every thought that's in my head just vanish. Or so far, not been able to do that. Hope I didn't upset Bill too much.